Hello, wealthy, successful, money making traders. This is your trader's friend. Thank you for joining me today for another video. Guys, I'm so glad you can be here with me. And the price action in front of you is simply an example. But earlier this week, the market was beating my brains out up until even last night. And I had to come up with a new strategy. I would gain some and lose some. And then I had to remember most of the times in the market, most of your moves are not going to be home runs. So I would come out of winning positions and end up with my stop loss hit. And not only that, the price action has just been choppy and choppy and choppy and choppy and choppy. Even after I was waiting for a proper trade setup. I would wait for the setup and bam, after all of that time and even hours. The other day, I waited through the entire European session before nothing happened. Nothing happened except I thought, okay, finally, it's eventually going to go somewhere. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, well, if it's a choppy market, we're going to have a great breakout. So then yesterday, I was like, oh, okay, we're waiting for the announcement. Uh, Yesterday, uh, the announcement time came at my time, and nothing happened. Nothing happened, and I waited and waited, and like, So then I got out of the market, and then after that, then bam, it was an explosion in the market. So as far as the good movements in the market, the time on these movements are changing. So when you can't see your way clear in a smaller time frame like that, then my suggestion to you is to go ahead and just move up to a higher time frame. Now, you can see that you've had this bearish run. However, the only trend that I'm ever interested in is in the right now trend. So right now, this is my right now trend. And the way that I trade this, I'm going to go over to the 5-minute time frame and show you. So what you can see here is all of this choppy price action, choppy, choppy, choppy. So it's kind of hard to tell exactly where price going. It looks like you should continue to follow in a bearish fashion. However, that's certainly not the case. And you can see, oh, you got this engulf right here. If you put your stop under there, pretty soon it was taken out, and then price continued to go with the move of higher highs and higher lows. And here you actually got a lower low before it continued on in harmony with the trend. So this is what I've been doing. Once I get, because I've noticed the short runs, they're usually 10 to about 15 pips. So after I've run for a while, and I just closed out with maybe about 22 pips on this pair. So once we get the pullback, now I'm out of the market again on the 5-minute time frame because I'm waiting for the pullback, and then I'm waiting to go in harmony with that overall trend after the pullback. So the pullback may or may not be severe. That I don't know. But I know once I get so much of a run, especially when there's nothing dynamic happening and your price action looks like this, then I want to look for opportunities to go in harmony with the overall trend. So this was an opportunity, and this is actually where, let's see, I got in here first, and then I was stopped out on this candle, and then I got back in right here because you have a nice tight stop and price continued to move on. So once I got here, I went ahead and I took the profit that the market offered me. It was about 16 pips or so. And then on this candle, I just pulled back because I figured we're right here at the 200 SMA. Chances of a pullback were really good. We had about a 20-minute run up, and you can see that we had this little kind of bearish dip. I got back in right here, and I was able to ride the price action until this point, and that's how I ended up with about 22 pips. This looks like a whole lot of price action, It's just a whole lot of time, not a lot of price action. So I want to remind you that not every trade you enter is going to be a home run. Most of the trade setups that you enter, you're most likely going to get a few pips. And on some of these trades as of late, it's been like 3 to 5 pips. It will drive you nuts. But when you cannot see your way clearly, in the smaller time frames, go ahead and move up to the higher time frames. And like I said, for me, I'm looking for the right now trend. Now, for the people who were trading this on hourly, they've definitely done much better than I have. Their stop is probably here or right here right now. But for me, it's enough for me to get into the market, get 10 to 20 pips, wait for the market to pull back, look for the opportunity that's going to give me the biggest edge, and then get back into the market. I want to remind you that you can absolutely do this. You can be successful at Forex. Have a wonderful pip filled day.